Look what just arrived. It's the United States of Tarot, created by Lee McCoon. So, this is a heavily politically charged deck. A bit of a meme deck, as it were. So, yeah. If in case you wonder what their political leanings are, take a look at the Trump Tower. And I would say, take a wild guess at what their political leanings are. Let's zoom in so you can see the politically leaning cards. Okay, so here you go. United States of Tarot. There you go. A nice little business card. There is there's their contact information and their website. And now we have a little booklet. And the little booklet will explain all of the various symbolism and whatnot within the deck. So there you go. It breaks down the queens, the king, all the majors and whatnot. And then you get back here and it breaks down the princess and all of the other cards. So the Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords, etc., etc. So let's take a look at the cards. Now I did get this is a review copy, so I got it free. So first thing that strikes me is the box is too big. Not criticizing, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, it is nice. Oh, they got a little padding at the bottom of the box. Very cool. So there you go with the box. All right. What do we have here? We have the Fool and whatnot. And I like the graphics on it. Looks pretty good. There's the back. Everybody's like, you didn't show the back. I showed you the back. It looks like the back. All right. Let's break it down. Break it down. We have the Fool, who apparently is a Trump voter, and the Trump voter is wearing a Trump hat, and they're walking off a cliff, and the dog is desperately trying to get them back to where they should be, or something. Then we have the Magician, the powerful man with good persuasion skills. Obviously, you know who that is, and you know who the other person is as well. Seems to be sort of single-minded so far. Let's hope it gets a little broader. Did look at the unboxing for some others, and sort of interesting there. All right, now we have the High Priestess. This represents Inez Mulholland Boissevain, a bold and beautiful suffragette in the early 1900s. Forward into light. Now we have the Empress, which is the Earth Mother. This is Milena. So there you go. Milena is the Empress. Then we have the Emperor, which obviously is Trump. Again, still kind of single-minded here. So we have so far we have Trump. We have a non-Trump card. Yes. Yes, we have a non-Trump card in the Hierophant, our first non-Trump card. Holy man, let's see, great civil rights hero, Martin Luther King, shown here on the mountaintop. And now we have the Lovers. Card shows seem to be intense romantic relationship. And couple, the Lovins. The Lovins couple, have the guard in the background, kind of looking in there and all of that stuff. So, and now we have the Chariot and the Strength. So Strength is Elizabeth Warren, Senator Elizabeth Warren, with the Lion by her side. All right, now we have old Bernie. Bernie is going to be the Hermit, the Hermit, self-described as a democratic socialist. Lantern in the darkness. Lets everybody have some money. Wheel of Fortune, Kellyanne Conway. Worked on a counselor for Trump's administration and Jeff Sessions. With Brett Kavanaugh, appointed Supreme Court by President Trump, again with Trump, in 2018. Sexual misconduct, blah, blah, blah. All right. And then we have the Hanged Man, obviously JFK, and an interesting representation there. Then we have Death, which is a KKK Klansman. sitting astride a pale horse, clutching his Confederate flag in the gloom of a cemetery. And then we have Temperance. Native American concept, the Great Spirit. And moving on to the Devil is Steve Bannon with Chained Captives. Okay. Steve Bannon with Chained Captives. And a white cross burning on the White House lawn. Again, we're back to that. And we have Trump Tower. You saw it coming. Well, it was on the cover. So it's on the cover of the box. You saw it coming. This is Trump Tower. And now we have the star. And the star is a Statue of Liberty. New life for immigrants as their ship approaches Ellis Island in the harbor of New York. And the moon, which is James Comey, who served as the director of the FBI under Trump. Again, under Trump. Comey is shown in a huge man clutching a classified document. Oh my, you don't want to leak those classified documents. We have a positive card. A non-Trump card. All right. That was good. The sun, abundance of happiness and energy coming our way. And now we have Judgment. I don't actually know who's in this. The book doesn't say. If this is an actual person, I don't know who that is. It may be just a generic face and another face. Either way. Now, finally, we have the World, the final card of the World, and back to Native American woman sits still holding the world in a healing embrace. All right. And the Ace of Cups, Maya Angelou, is the face of this American poet, author, and civil rights activist who gave a voice to specifically to Black women and all seeking a better life. And then the Two of Cups, emotional attraction and whatnot. This theme shows in many books, movies, and the famous musical Oklahoma. So, rugged cowboy and the lovely young girl leaning on his shoulder as they dream of the future. We have the Three of Cups. So, you have Stephen Colbert. And we have the Four of Cups, which we're back to Trump, by the way. Vice President Mike Pence, conservative Republican and evangelical Christian. The Five of Cups, President Abraham Lincoln, embodies this card. And then we go to the Six of Cups. Two free-spirited young women from the 60s dancing to the tune of a young guitarist. Ooh, back to the 60s we go. There you go. I wasn't around, but I mean, there you go. All right, next we have the Seven of Cups. Well-known conspiracy theorist Alex Jones represents this card. Alex is there with a golden microphone and many cups indeed. And now we come to the Eight. Despite your best efforts, retired U.S. Marine Corps General John Kelly. Kelly served as the White House Chief of Staff for President Trump. The Nine of Cards, sometimes called the Wish card. And there we go. They're all reveling in enjoyment of an American theme park filled with fantasy, fireworks, and fun. And finally, the Ten of Cups in this grand thing. Grandma rocks her small grandson while the brother listens to the sister happily chat while two lazy dogs sleep on the porch. And the King of Cups, represented by President George W. Bush. During the terrorist attacks of 9/11 and beginning the subsequent war, he is shown evaluating his artwork while the Twin Towers loom behind him. The Queen of Cups, Laura Bush, embodies the Queen of Cups. First Lady, 2001 to 2009. Represented by Robert Bobby Kennedy, embodies this prince. And the Princess of Cups, represented by Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey. There you go. Now on to the Pentacles. Let's flip to the book for the Pentacles section. Trying to edit this to where it makes sense and it flows well, but it's going to be difficult. There we go. Henry Ford is shown outside of his luxury home with the earliest affordable American car, the Model T. There you go. And the Two of Pentacles, we have the Arnold Schwarzenegger represents this card. Professional bodybuilder, actor, businessman, and former California governor lifts some weights on the beach with his pet bear. Then we have the Three of Pentacles, based upon Ansel Adams, the acclaimed photographer known for his iconic black and white photographers in the National Park of the United States. Well, there you go, in Yosemite itself. And then we have the Four. The Four is Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky personifies this one. Now we have the Five of Pentacles, the Dusty Bull. There you go. That depicts the era in the 1930s. A poverty-stricken family has migrated from the Midwest and shown is living in a migrant camp. So now we have the Six of Pentacles. So now we have the President Jimmy Carter. There we go. Continues the charity work at Habitat for Humanity, building houses for people. Very cool indeed. And then the Seven of Pentacles, as I need to turn the page. There we go. And then the Seven of Pentacles, a Stephen King representation here. The best-selling author of horror and suspense literature, intertwined with vision from his previous novels. There you go, including It with the balloon and whatnot. Stephen King is there. Now we have the Eight. The Eight is talking about the Tesla coil. Suburban American inventor and engineer Nikola Tesla. There you go. Nikola Tesla worked hard indeed to get that done. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. Diane Fossey, a zoologist famous for long-term studies of mountain gorillas. And we have the 10 finally in the Pentacles section. John F. Kennedy and Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy, the future president, first lady, are shown after the wedding with the best man, Bobby Kennedy, and Jacqueline's lovely maid of honor. The King of Pentacles is none other than Ronald Reagan himself, most famous for his Berlin Wall speech when he challenged Soviet Union leader Mikhail Gorbachev to tear down the Berlin Wall. And we have the Queen of Pentacles talking about, the Queen, Nancy Reagan. Nancy was the first lady from 1981 to 1989. Former actress and very much in love and protective of her husband. Nancy Reagan is there. And then we have the Prince of Pentacles. Card is represented by Donald Trump Jr., President Trump's son, a wealthy businessman, horrified many for hunting endangered animals for sport. Okay. By the way, I'm reading this from the book, in case you wonder. I'm not making this stuff up. The Princess of Pentacles, I think we all know who that is, Ivanka Trump, one of President Trump's daughters, considered many to be his favorite child. She has worked as a model and in fashion design. There you go. We have the Ace of Swords, represented by Robert Mueller. Mueller has been a lawyer, law enforcement official who served as a director of the FBI from 2001 to 2013. He had the lead investigation into Russian interference election. Then we have the Two of Swords, disagreement over balancing Second Amendment rights with gun safety measures. Brings home the point with a semi-automatic AR-15 evil rifle crossed with an old musket. The Three of Swords is represented by Stephen Miller. Heartbroken children separated from their parents by a guard. A brother bravely attempts to comfort his crying sister as Stephen Miller stands indifferently nearby. The Four of Swords, represented by Clara Barton, a pioneering American nurse who cared for the wounded during the Civil War. And the Five of Swords, represented by Reince Priebus and Anthony the Mooch Scaramucci. I have no idea. Priebus was the White House Chief of Staff for President Trump about 6 months in 2017. The Six of Swords, represented by Harriet Tubman, symbolizes this sense of hope. Tubman was born into slavery in Maryland and as a young woman managed to escape to a free state. And the Seven of Swords, represented again by Cohen. Cohen served as a personal lawyer for Donald Trump from 2006 to 2018. he pled guilty to criminal activity. And the Eight of Swords, represented by Sean Spicer, is the face of this card. Served as a press secretary and communication director under President Trump in 2017. And the Nine of Swords. Nickname for this is the Nightmare card. Confide in loved ones, nurture yourself, and seek whatever help you need to feel better. And the Ten of Swords. A painful ending cannot be avoided but must be endured. It is a scene of total devastation. And the King of Swords, represented by President Barack Obama. Barack Obama, known for his intellect, empathy, and his thoughtful speeches. And the Queen of Swords, represented by Hillary Clinton, First Lady from 93 to 2001. And the Prince of Swords is Jared Kushner, President Trump's son-in-law and senior advisor. There's Jared right there. And then we have the Princess of Swords, which is Sarah Huckabee Sanders, a political advisor for President Trump, as well as one of his former press secretaries. Now, the Ace of Wands is represented by the Space Shuttle Columbia. And then the Two of Wands is the Wright brothers, Wilbur and Orville Wright. Fully practical airplane launched Kitty Hawk, North Carolina in 1903. Now, the Three of Wands is Elon Musk. The picture of elation as his creation launches. And then we have Biden and Obama, obviously, in the Four of Wands. And then the Five of Wands is represented by Rudy Giuliani, his associate Lev Parnas, who gave evidence of Giuliani's wrongdoing in a financial scandal. And then the Six of Wands is George Washington, riding his white horse in full military uniform, being honored for his service in the Revolutionary War. And now we have the Seven of Wands, which is Nancy Pelosi without a refrigerator nor ice cream. And then we have the veritable Eight of Wands, which is represents a person, is someone excited to learn, who loves the thrill of travel and new experiences. And then we have the Nine of Wands, which is former U.S. Senator and Vietnam prisoner of war hero, Senator John McCain, the late John McCain. And the Ten of Wands is going to be, a Chinese immigrant building our railroad, and a Mexican immigrant working, picking fruit, is represented by Bill Clinton. So there you go. Bill Clinton is there as the king. The queen is Paul Ryan, the dark side, unscrupulous, impulsive, and manipulative. Paul Ryan represents the prince, conservative Republican who served as senator of Wisconsin. He was the Speaker of the House from 2015 to 2019. And then the Princess of Wands is represented by Kamala Harris. So there you go. The complete representation of all of that. And then we have the Tarot Creator. Okay, so that took quite some time because I had to reference all of the little booklet material from here. By the way, you misspelled Rudy Giuliani, not Rudy Giuliani. There you go. Anyway, so what do I think of it? Well, I like the cardstock. Cardstock is actually quite nice. It's nice. It's got a nice lamination to it. I think it's cute. I think it's whimsical. It has a lot of sort of fun stuff on it. It's sort of on the nose. I guess if you're going to make a political deck, this is just we're getting into my opinions of the deck. Physically, the deck is quite nice. It's very, very nice indeed. I like the cardstock. The pictures are cute. I think you have a lot of sort of fun stuff in here. As far as the political stuff, I mean, it's a bit on the nose. Obviously, you're not a Trump fan, but I mean, like every other card being Trump is a little much. it seems like that we could have gone other ways, right? Instead of going through the entire Trump cabinet, family, stuff like that. Throughout history, we have a lot of people that could represent quite a dynamic and diverse representation of some of these cards. So you really didn't pull into the history of the United States enough, in my opinion. It was more just like a big Trump bash, which may or may not be good, depending upon, I guess, why, where your opinions lie and whatnot. But anyway, overall, it's a decent deck. I like it's well produced. I probably would be hesitant to use it on the stream because it is a very divisive type of deck. Again, a little too much into Trump, the entire cabinet of Trump, the entire family of Trump. I think there's such a more diverse pool of politicians you could have pulled from that I think it's a little too on the nose. Anyway, but that's just my opinion. The second thing I would like to see is a proper box. Just for the obvious problem of it doesn't fit. A proper box, even if it was just a simple tuck box, would be great. But I don't know. This is just me, just my opinions. But you gave it to me because you want my opinion, I assume, and you're gonna get it. So there you go. Anyway, please hit like and subscribe. Or never mind. Well, yeah, you please hit like and subscribe. I'm gonna turn off the likes so you can't see who liked or disliked, because I imagine that half the country is going to be pretty peeved about the entire thing as far as the Trump bashing. Who knows, though? And feel free to comment. By the way, please don't get into arguments in the comments. I will delete them. This is a place just to show off a deck of cards. Save your political discussion for one of the 10,000 forums on Reddit that you can get into for that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and thank you for sending me this deck of tarot cards. We will see you next time.